fact, all of us, a lot of us in fact joined Twitter just 4-5 years ago. It was in 2009-10 for most of the early adopters in India. Facebook, a lot of us just joined 6-7 years ago. So as far as social media is concerned, as well as where people consume or create content, we believe this is just the beginning, and you will see a lot of stuff changing. And especially with adoption of mobile, we believe it's going to be very, very different from what it is right now. And through all of this, I think brands will have to adapt to whichever places consumers are more comfortable with interacting with the brand. And accordingly, we feel that within social CRM, one of the bigger trends you will see is that social will become a very important part of the internal or the total aspect of customer interaction. So you will start seeing a lot tighter integration between social media or social channels of customer service, so to speak, with the internal channels of customer service, so that you can actually plot that, hey, this customer called the call center today, 2 days later he went and tweeted, and 3 days later he came back and called the call center, so that on the last day the call center employee knows that, hey, this customer we've already interacted with on social media as well. I feel that the future of customer experience management is going to be pretty exciting from here on, and I think things will change quite fundamentally, and that will happen in a large part due to the way consumers are interacting or using internet, or how they're using their mobiles. I think one of the trends that we are seeing is that just how WhatsApp has created this dynamic in terms of people chatting with each other. We feel that now that is getting into how colleagues talk to each other also. You will find a lot of companies being literally run on WhatsApp, where people interact with each other and get work done. You will have, we feel, it is likely that that dynamic will also come to a customer and brand interaction. Now, back in 2003 to 2004, 5 or 6, chatting with the customer was seen as to be the next big change, but it never really happened. But we feel that now, because of mobile, because of it being fundamentally different, and because of all of us being so used to chatting on our mobile, we feel that this is going to be one big shift. I think the other big shift is going to be on the back-end technologies of the brands, which they use for managing their customer experience. I think the technologies will have to really become a lot more robust in terms of being able to respond to the customer a lot faster. So we've again looked at a lot of back-end technologies that brands use. A lot of them are just not well equipped to deal with the new reality of a customer's touch point, which is not just inbound but also outbound, not just offline but also online. And within offline, there could be again different ways in which the customer gets in touch with you. The third place where I feel customer experience management will also evolve a lot more is retail, because one of the things we are seeing is that a lot of brands have a huge customer base, but they know very little about their customers. And because they don't know enough about their customers, at least who's the specific person who's bought my fridge, or who's the specific person who's bought an FMCG product or stuff like that, we feel that that will also change in the next 3 to 5 years. You will find brands deploying technology which helps them capture that data, and once they've captured that data, to be able to service that customer a lot better. So I think on one side there's the customer pressure, on the other side there is the pressure from the brand's angle to be able to do a better and better job of having a customer relationship and being able to use technology to leverage that to then deliver a better experience to the customers. Yeah, so the idea behind Quest is essentially to bring together professionals who work on customer experience issues on a daily basis, to bring them into one room and get them to talk to each other. So for example, a person who handles customer service, a person who handles digital marketing, maybe a person who's a technologist, bring them all together and get them to have a conversation around customer experience. So the format for Quest is actually very interesting. We have more than 100 plus people who are going to be there at the event, and people who will then talk to each other around about 8 to 10 topics. For example, a person from Airtel might talk to a person from Dish TV and tell them how at Airtel what have been the learnings around integrating social with their internal CRM. So the idea behind Quest was to essentially bring together customer service professionals, marketing folks, as well as technologists, to basically get them into one room and chat about customer experience. And we truly believe, in India we don't have a forum which cuts across the various functions, because customer experience is something which cuts across. It is not just a customer service head's problem. It's neither something which the marketing person can control fully, and neither is it something that can simply be solved with technology. So we felt that in India we needed a forum, a platform which helps people from the industry to come together and talk about these issues and find new ways in delivering better customer experience. And I think the reason why we are holding Quest is essentially, our team would have met more than 600 different customer service and marketing professionals in 600 different meetings in the last 1 year. And from those meetings, we felt again and again and again that there is a lot of insight out there in silos. Maybe something that somebody's learned in the telecom sector could be super relevant for somebody who's in the consumer appliances sector, and yet we rarely find those two people talking to each other because they're in different companies and there aren't enough forums where they might end up interacting with each other. I think that was one aspect. The second one was, again, we felt that because within companies, typically marketing and customer service or customer delivery are typically in different silos. You may not have the ability to sometimes, maybe the issues might get lost in translation. So we felt that, hey, if there was a forum which was outside of their organization and probably they heard some interesting things from customer service or marketing folks of some other organizations, maybe that message could transport a lot better. So I think that's really the idea. This is the first edition. We really do hope that people carry away a lot of practical insights which they then are able to apply in their businesses and probably improve their businesses. We plan to make it an annual event, and we feel that it will add a lot over the next few years to the whole discourse around customer experience management.